All right, let's go ahead and get started first with some announcements. Please note, we may have forward-looking statements, so take note of safe harbor. Of course, always feel free to look at our generative AI community. You can go there for the latest content, latest Q&A. And then, of course, yes, this academy will be recorded, and you can check out the recordings and recordings of our past AI Academy videos all on YouTube. So some basics, some Academy basics. This is for you. And yes, this session is being recorded, like I mentioned, and you're always welcome to ask questions. Please use the Q&A panel. I will take mini breaks in between my content to answer questions, and at the end, we'll do a bunch of questions as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to use that. Okay, so today, our topic is what's new in Washington, D.C. release for Now Assistant Virtual Agent. Now, I know Washington, D.C. came out all the way back in March, which feels like ages ago, but we have done a lot of improvements since Washington, D.C. So we released their DC release in March. We actually made another mini release, a minor release, let's call it, in May, the first week of May. So I'm going to be sharing information from both the March release and the May release. So here's our brief agenda here. We're going to do a quick overview. I'm going to jump into an instance to show you what all the new things, and then we'll wrap with Q&A. So a lot of things new came in Washington and Washington Patch 3, which is what was released in May 9th. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of these. Now, some of these you may have heard already back again during the March release, but some of this is brand new to you. If you want to take advantage of all of these, you should upgrade to the Washington Patch 3 release at your earliest convenience. Some of this is not available in the Vancouver release. So if you're in Vancouver, you would want to think about upgrading to Washington. First thing is we have support for Microsoft Teams and now mobile. So if you're if your organization is a huge Microsoft Teams user, that is, Now Assist in Virtual Agent is available there now. We do have a conversational coverage dashboard, which shows you which service catalog items are conversational, meaning you can order them directly in the virtual agent. I think I showed some of that back in March. We have additional conversational catalog variables available. So in the past, some of your catalog items may not have been conversational because they had some advanced variables or they had client scripting or UI policies. Well, the good news is some of those restrictions are lifted now. So if you view our documentation or our community forum, we actually show you a list of all the scripts and all the UI policies methods that are supported. But we targeted an 80% support level for those so that you have even more more catalog items to be conversational. For those of you who are currently using NLU for Virtual Agent, which is great, we now offer you a migration tool for your NLU topics to be migrated over to your LLM virtual agent. So they become migrated to become LLM, large language model topics, okay? We also provide this, and this is a bit of a catch up from our existing virtual agent. We provide an advanced chat experience, and we provide promoted topics for Now Assistant Virtual Agent, and I'll be showing that momentarily. And then we have notification support for Now Assistant Virtual Agent and many more. Moving on here. So yeah, with that said, that's my overview. I'm going to jump straight into the exercise. As I mentioned, you need Washington Patch 3. You need the latest version of Now Assist for either IT, HR, or customer service. And then you need to enable AI search and Now Assist and AI search. So those are the three prerequisites in order to do what I do. So unfortunately, this is Now Assist is not available via PDI, but in order to try this out, talk to your account manager or your ServiceNow rep, and they can provide you with a proof of concept instance, which you can use to try things out, do a demo, or even apply some of your data to try out Now Assist and Virtual Agent. Okay, so that said, I'm going to switch over to an instance All right, let me know if you don't see anything, but you should be seeing my instance. Again, this is a patch 3 instance. And let's show and this will be some review, but let's show how to set up a Now Assist in Virtual Agent. It's very easy, very straightforward. So the first thing I'm going to do is open my navigator, go to Now Assist, go to Overview, and this has all my Now Assist features. Right? It has, my IT, employee, or customer service Now Assist features. You can see skills that have been installed, not installed, etc. I'm going to go to my feature list and go to platform because Virtual Agent is a platform feature. And you see here, we have something for conversational experience. So I'm going to click into here. I'm going to click View Details. And you can see here we have some skills that the virtual agent uses, and Now Assist virtual agent uses. Genius results, multi-turn catalog ordering, and Now Assist topics. You can see all these are active, which is good, and they use the Now LLM service. How do we set it up? Let's go to Setup Now Assist virtual agent right here. Now, this is new in the Washington Patch 3 release, which is the ability to create assistants. So much like creating chat experiences for NLU Virtual Agent, I can create different assistants that behave differently. So there's a default one here, right? But if I wanted another assistant that had different greetings or different promoted topics or different topics altogether, I can create new assistants, and I just do that by clicking Create New here. I won't complete the process here, but that's basically how you do it. You just click Create New. It'll ask you to, let me close some things here. It'll ask you to fill some names in, etc. But I won't do that here, but that's how you do it. Well, looks like they created one for me anyway. That's all right. So let me go ahead and click into this one. This one I did create called VC Assistant. And I've done all this before. That's why it took me to review, but I'm going to take you back to the top and get it all, go through the entire process here. So yeah, get started, gave myself a name, a description, save and continue. Skills all active, that's good. The display experience. So if you recall, this is where you want this Now Assist and Virtual Agent to appear. We can see that Employee Center is grayed out because it's already being used by the other assistant. And the Knowledge Portal and the Service Portal has the NLU Virtual Agent. And so if you recall, you cannot have both an NLU Virtual Agent and a Now Assist Virtual Agent on the same portal. But you can have them in different portals. So I have this one in the Customer Service portal. That's fine. These are information sources. So here this is new. I can actually choose which search profile to use for this assistant. So I can either use a default one or use the service portal one or the ESC one and the employee service center one. I'm going to stick with this one. So sometimes you get a question like, oh, my virtual agent AI search isn't behaving the same as my portal AI search. Why is that? Well, you got to make sure you have the right search profile for this assistant that you're expecting. Okay. And then information search sources. You have your topics with that. That opens up Virtual Agent Designer. We'll look at that later. Let me go back to display experience just 1 second. I forgot to mention, if you scroll to the bottom, here's where you set up the Microsoft Teams integration and to set up Now Assistant VA appearing in Now Mobile. So Microsoft Teams, we do have a Microsoft Teams account that's going to be used by the other Now assistant. So that's why this is grayed out. But once you install the conversational integration, this would appear and you can check the box and it shows up. Okay. So moving on, we got information sources. That's great. Branding. So here you can brand your bot. So you can see I've done some branding here. I've went in the CI interfaces homepage and I went to the branding page to change my branding. You can see here I could set up, this is the default branding, but I created my own VC LLM branding, gave it another image, another name, kept some default colors. So I'm going to use that. And then chat experiences. So here's the greetings message, which I changed the default ones just so that it's a little shorter right here. But if I want, I can go to advanced and I can choose what greeting topics I want to use, or which closing topics, or search and everything, anything else I need. So for those of you who've created the chat experience record before for NLUVA, this is familiar territory for you. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Now Assist greeting. Okay. We may change this later to play around with it, but for now we'll keep that as is. And then there's a promoted topics tab. And right now I have no promoted topics, but I will promote a topic later in the VA Designer, and I'll show you how to do that very soon. Okay, so with that, I'm saying continue. So now, yeah, we're all done here. This gives you a review of everything you've set up. We can test our virtual agent. There you go. So I can test a virtual agent. I can ask, but I don't have any topics created yet, or maybe I do. If I click view all topics, I do have some, but I could also use AI search here. I can do something like, what is spam, which is a regular search term, and it should show me a AI search result. And now assist AI search result. And it has a source here from this knowledge article, which is good. But I want to show more results in this chat. I can click in this chat. That works. That's good. So there, in a matter of minutes, I've set up a Now Assist a virtual agent. I've set up an LLM powered virtual agent, at the very least, with search, which includes KB articles or knowledge catalog or service catalog items, excuse me. So now let's go ahead and create some topics. So let's go to the designer, and I think I can do that by clicking here, view all topics. Let me clear this out. So this is a virtual agent designer, which if you've built virtual agent already, this is all familiar to you. I could filter to see which assistant I want the topics to show. So I click on this one. These are the topics associated with this assistant. If I click on mine, these are the topics associated with my assistant. So I have this filter here. Model type, I could either look up my NLU keyword topics or my large language model power topics, right? So let's go into a topic here. I created one already. It's called LLM collaboration. There we go, this one. So this is an LLM or a large language model powered topic that will only appear in Now Assist in VA. So note, a large language model topic will not work in an NLU virtual agent, and vice versa. An NLU topic will not appear or work in a Now Assist virtual agent. Okay. Screen frozen. Hopefully it shouldn't be. Yeah, should be okay. If anyone else is screen frozen, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going here. So if I go to properties, so this is new, which is basically there's no more NLU, right? So there's no more intents to bind to the topic, and there's no more utterances. Instead, because this is large language model powered, we are going to show it is determined with a topic description. So the way the user gets to your topic is to match the intent that is written in topic description, which, as you can see here, uses just plain English. So no more intents, no more entities, etc. Just plain English here. Okay, and then you can select which assistants you want this topic to appear for. So yes, I want it to appear for my default assistant. No, not for this one. And yes, my VC assistant. So I made a change here. I'll click save. And then if I go to flow, we now have something called the input collector. Okay, so the input collector, I'm going to zoom in here, is a collection of inputs, essentially. And again, this topic is a collaboration app troubleshooting topic. So it's meant to troubleshoot any collab apps or messaging apps like Teams, Slack, or Zoom. Issues may include audio issues, video issues, or login issues. So you can kind of see where I kind of put in the concept of entities in my description, but without all the configuration and the binding and the linking and all that stuff here. So if I go to flow, I actually ask a couple of questions. I ask a series of questions in my input collector, such as, well, what app, do you have issues with? Describe the issue, which is a text type. So someone's going to type in some text, and whether or not the issue is high priority or not. Okay. And this is a Boolean, true or false. Okay. And then it's, if it's not a high priority, we just say, sorry, this is just demo purposes. Obviously, hopefully in your own workflow, you do a bit more than that. And if it's high priority, we do create an incident. Okay. So that's how this topic works. So let's go ahead and test this topic. So I'm going to click test. And I've enabled topic discovery, and it asks which assistant I want to select for or test for. Let's test my assistant. So you see it has my branding here. And I'm going to say, I have a video share issue with Zoom. Now pay attention. Yeah, so you see here on my test phrase, it actually knows which topic I want. It knows the app is Zoom. It knows the description is video share issue. So it jumps straight to whether or not the issue is high priority. I could click yes or no. I'm going to click no, say not a high priority. And because it's an input collector, it'll summarize my choices just to make sure that this looks good to me. So yep, this app is Zoom. A video share issue, false, all that stuff. So that's all. It looks good. Yes, and it'll take me to my, it'll take me to the say sorry text. Okay. Now the cool thing is here it says you have an issue with Zoom described as a video share issue. Let me show you how I build that. So in this text box, you can grab once you have input variables like here, you can grab those input variables and put them in your text, just like this. So remember, but you can use a data pill picker. You can select these variables. Same concept as before in NLU Virtual Agent. So that's how I did that. That's how you can build LLM powered topics. So another thing that came out in the May release, I'll show you one more thing before I show you promoted topics, is additional instructions. And I actually added one already, like here, like ask like a super friendly bartender. That's probably why, the input collector, when it asked me these questions, is a bit, friendly and verbose. I can say as a super excited pirate, right? Click save, click test. Let me just say, I have an issue with Zoom. Ahoy there, blah, 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 blah. This is basically asking me what issue I have. I have a video share or screen share issue. And here, your Now Assistant VA talks like a pirate. Ahoy there, yeah. This is amusing here. Or is it high priority, like a parrot on your shoulder? I didn't know that was a high priority. Or can it wait like a sleepy sea critter? I'll say that it's a high priority. I'll say yes. And say yes. And it'll go off and this input collector does not have talk like a pirate, so it talks pretty normally. And I can go on and create an incident and so on and so forth. I won't do that. But yeah, that's essentially how you can make your bot talk like a pirate, just very simply here. Cool. So now, and for those of you who attended Knowledge, if you attended my lab, this is basically what I went over during my Now Assistant Virtual Agent lab, minus the Talk Like a Pirate because I was using an older patch version. But hey, if you're on patch 3, this is all available to you. So now let me show you how to promote a topic. One of the last things I'm going to show. So I'm going to find my check ticket status. Yeah. So I'm going to find for VC Assistant. This is the only topic available on VC Assistant and it's LLM powered. And this is essentially the same topic as we've had in NLU Virtual Agent called Check My Ticket and Support Statuses. It's basically Check My Ticket Status topic. So I can promote it by clicking on this three-dot menu here and click Promote. Done. So if I were to test active topics here, and I select VC Assistant, check my ticket status should appear as a promoted topic. If I click this, it'll go ahead and check what ticket statuses are open to me. And there's an issue. Oh, well, okay, I think I know what's going on here, but the point is probably because I have no issues in this test instance, but essentially if you just saw earlier there, you have your promoted topic here. If you go back to here, chat experience, I believe it shows up here as well as a list. And that's very simply how you promote and demote, if I want to, promote and demote topics for your Now Assistant Virtual Agent. Okay. So I'm going to show one more thing, which is the migrate NLU topics. So how do I migrate? If you have an NLU topic, which is this is an NLU topic, and I can verify that by filtering just my NLU keyword topics. Yep, this is it. How do I migrate this to make it an LLM topic? Okay, to make it workable for my Now Assistant VA assistant. So here I have migrate topics to LLM. So keep in mind, you do need some additional roles here, which are mentioned in the documentation. So you need a little bit more. You need another role besides just admin role here. But once you have that role, you click on this. Wait for it to load. And here you have a list of all your topics that are your NLU topics that you can migrate. Now, keep in mind, some of these are setup topics, some of these topic blocks, right? So keep that in mind, or some of these are custom input controls. The other thing to note, and this is just a hot tip, don't migrate read-only topics because you can't delete read-only topics. So if you migrate a read-only topic and you make a mistake or you decide you don't want anymore, you won't be able to delete it. Okay, so only migrate topics that are not read-only. So I could try to find, here's my check Victor's IT ticket status topic. I know this is not read-only because if you go back here, it doesn't have that read-only tag here. So what I've done, I duplicated this template topic, called it my own. I'm going to check this box to migrate it. So I check it, click next. My topic does not have any topic blocks inside, which is fine. That's good. So click next. Select assistant to migrate this to. I want it to migrate to my assistant. It's going to add this little suffix here, -LLM, which is fine. I could keep the current topic description. I'm just not going to, but this helps because, as you recall, topic description is what powers the intent finding or the topic discovery. But for now, I'm just going to leave that unchecked. Confirm, click next. And migration is in progress. We'll wait a couple seconds while that's going. Well, it's pretty quick. It's only one topic, so that's good. So now I can click next. I can publish it now if I want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to close this for now. And it's going to take me back to the designer. I'm just going to close that here. And if I refresh this page, Victor's, there it is. Check Victor's IT ticket status -LLM. It is now an LLM topic, right? Complete with my LLM input variables. No more NLU binding. There's my topic description, VC assistant, and voila. Now that's how you migrate topic or topics plural. So just keep in mind, don't migrate any read-only ones. You got to duplicate a topic first or create your own, which you probably have a lot of. Click migrate, and it's now usable for Now Assist in VA for my VC assistant. So that is all. Let's see, just make sure. Oh, some other things to keep in mind for topic migration, and then we'll go to questions. When you migrate topics, you may want to double check if you have any script blocks. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. You just want to double check those. Header cards may not come through yet, but that's something that's coming in next month. So we actually have another release next month, another minor release. And we also have and then vocabulary sources as entities. So if you've binded an entity in a topic node, bind it to a vocabulary source, those don't come over yet either, but again, they will. Okay, so just that keep that in mind when you're migrating topics and you haven't upgraded to the June release yet. Cool. So with that said, that's all I have for the demo. I'm not going to go back to the deck here. I don't think I had anything else to share, but in case I did, uh, Q&A. So I'll go through some questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in. We'll spend the rest of the time going over Q&A here. Will there be any eventually a way to test them in Now System PDI? Probably not. And I say that because you do need a connection to our AA servers, and I don't think PDIs do that. So unfortunately, I won't be able to. Again, talk to your ServiceNow rep, and they can connect you with a proof of value or a proof of concept demo instance. And there you can test Now Assist to your heart's desire, essentially. Is there a link documentation for LLM features of Virtual Agent? I don't have a link on my person right now, but if you search Now Assist and Virtual Agent in the doc site, or if you go through the Now Assist chapter, which is directly on docs.servicenow.com, you'll find all of that there. Is there any training course available for Now Assist and Virtual Agent? We have developers working on VA, and yeah, I mean, so we don't have for Now Learning, I don't know if we have a Now Assist and Virtual Agent course yet, although that is in the works. But I hope they attended Knowledge, because we did have a lab on Knowledge, which was basically the 90-minute version of what I just went over today. And of course, you also have this Academy video that I just showed here. Hopefully they can watch this, and hopefully that gets them set up on how to set up Virtual Agent or the Now Assistant Virtual Agent, and how to create topics and how to build topics. Let's see, in the chat here, can you transfer between NLU and LLM topics? You can migrate from NLU to LLM. You just cannot migrate LLM to NLU. So in the LLM conversation, when something doesn't come over, you get a warning. You may get a warning. I haven't tried that before. You may get a warning, or you may get something in the conversation logs, the conversion logs. But I'm not too sure what information you'd get. Again, the best thing to do would be to just do a manual check on your topic just to make sure it works, which one should always do, regardless of whether it was a migration or not, just to make sure it works. What is the subtopic to find the new roles required for the migration conversion? A good question here. Let me see if I go to docs.com real quick. I don't know if I can find it. If you need to leave, I know we're at time. I understand completely. Let's see here. If I go to here, or LLM topic migration, I'll just see if I get lucky with search. Here we go. Yeah, here you go. You need this role, which you probably already do if you're a VA admin, and you need this role right here. Okay. That's done. Does each VA chat session count as one Now Assist token, or does VA have a different consumption model? Nope, you're right. It is an assist token, or we just call it an assist. So one Now Assist in VA conversation counts as an assist. NLU conversations don't count towards assists. Now Assist VA conversations do. Last question, and then we'll call it a day here. Is there a way to add VA to the other portals, such as company intranet site? Yes, there is. Your mileage may vary, but there is a way, and it's probably not documented, at least not yet. But yes, there is a way to add the little icon. Excuse me, icon in the lower right-hand corner to your site. You do have to kind of use some HTML and CSS to do so. Not enough time to go over that today, but there is a way. So maybe in the community forums, you can ask that question. We can share how, or someone else can share how. But yes, there is a way. Great. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Thank you for listening. As again, this will be on YouTube shortly, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you, everyone.